called presenter's view. It gives you two windows. The one window you see your comments, and on the second window you see the next slide. So it's much easier. Anyhow, as you can see, before I start, I would like to thank all the professors that they were present during the two years. Their help was enormous. Their guidance through the 2 years, I cannot even describe it. Especially Dr. Stacy, because Dr. Stacy, apart from being my thesis supervisor, was also a close friend. And Dr. Stacy and Dr. Rosanne, thank you so much for your input the past 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago I wasn't graduating because of different issues, but then Dr. Stacy and Dr. Rosanne took things into their own hands and helped me to figure it out. At the same time, I would like to thank Megan so much, because by presenting before me, it seems like I have nothing to say. Whatever I was planning to say, it's already said. So I'll try to fill you in into different, maybe things that have been missed. My topic is teachers' impressions on leadership styles and responsibilities. And as we all know, educational leadership plays an important role on school effectiveness, as well as teacher performance, and consequently on students' learning and achievements. Through the paper, I'm going to talk about leadership styles as they are seen by teachers, as well as examine the terms of management and the educational management, teacher empowerment, and teacher empowerment as seen by the leadership. Management is the completion of a project. Management is the completion of a project in the best possible way, and it still involves planning, cooperation, collaboration, execution, everything that other kinds of leadership are including, and at the same time, it includes leadership qualities, because you need to make teachers believe in you, so they are able to perform on their top performance. Participatory leadership, it's based on respect and engagement. It's a shared leadership, shared responsibility between teachers and leadership team to give out the best for students to learn. Having that on the screen. Transactional leadership, it's where leaders offer a form of compensation. Usually this kind of agreement takes place before work is done, and the leader at that point is constantly and continuously checking to see the improvement that is made in the performance of the teachers, in order to either reward or punish the person. Okay, it's much better, right? So we talked about transactional leadership. Now, shared leadership, it's where the leader is assigning responsibilities and leading positions. So in this way, he's no longer having to take care of small business, but in an indirect way, he's supervising everybody else is reporting back to him or her. Therefore, he has plenty of time to deal with more important school matters. This kind of leadership promotes cooperation, promotes collaboration, and allows individuals to show their leadership styles. Transformational leadership, as Burns in 1978 said, can be seen when leaders and supporters make each other progress to a higher level of morality and motivation. In this kind of leadership, we are changing the school values. Here, we are no longer following the leader because we have to, but the leader has the ability to make us, to direct our values in order to promote his educational goals, in order to achieve his educational goals. Empowerment of education, that's something that I'm so much interested in, I've seen in different schools happening, is the sharing of or handover of operations and power to people who have the appropriate expertise. Now, when we're talking about empowerment in education, we're not talking about teachers having certain positions, but we're talking about the respect they get and the professional respect they get and the acknowledgement that they are professionals, that they can help in teaching and they can have an input in students' learning. Now, the people that they're going to give this empowerment or promote this empowerment, they're the school leaders, and in order to be able to do so, they need to have a clear vision, able to communicate and setting clear goals. They need to be able to influence the teachers. They need to show that they have the necessary expertise and attract their respect. So teachers are following not because they fear or because they have to, but because they respect and they share the same responsibility, the same goals. And the values, they need to always justify their actions and always keep in mind the students' well-being. Now, if leaders promote this kind of empowerment, then most likely it's going to be a domino effect, because teachers will promote this kind of empowerment in their classrooms later on, and as a result, students will benefit from this empowerment. My research questions were, what are the styles of leadership that school principals and directors are applying as seen by teachers, and how different leadership styles help to produce certain teachers' behaviors, such as greater effort, better results, and work satisfaction. Of course, through the study, I investigated other parts as well. I explored various forms of leadership. I discussed the role of leader in terms of professional enhancement of teachers, and I also examined teachers' beliefs in regards to the extent their principal or director exhibits professional leadership. My research methods, I used mixed methods, qualitative and quantitative, secondary data analysis. The surveys were collected by the investigating school from 2011 and 2015, that was 4 years, a total of 450 surveys, a Likert scale from 1 to 10, together with a section that they could add comments was used. And the areas that I'm investigating, this is not all the areas of the questionnaire, but these are the areas that I'm investigating. It's in curriculum and academic program, organization and culture, community, facilities and resources, as well as leadership, both divisional and the director. My research setting and context, an international school located in Cairo. It's a profit-making English day school. It serves students from pre-K to grade 12. It's co-educational, and the Egyptian students make the 83% of the population, with the rest representing 41 different nationalities. It has a total of 157 teachers. 95 of them have a degree in education, 64 are male, 93 are female, 105 North America, 40 Egyptian, and the rest are representing 6 different nationalities. The principals are all experienced principals, with all of them being North American, where the assistant principals, we have 3 North American and 2 Egyptians. Before I go through the findings, the areas of curriculum and academic program, organization and culture, community, facilities and resources are not presented now, because I want to concentrate only on the leadership, divisional and the director. The reason that I included everything else into my research is because in the near future I would like to present these findings to the investigated school, so they can take actions and they can come up with ideas to improve their program. Unlike Megat, my study showed that leaders, they use a combination of managerial leadership together with, actually no, they're using managerial leadership and they draw other traits, other characteristics from different leaderships to, not to, how to say, to complement, let's say, to complement their leadership style according to the situation. Now, throughout the surveys that I investigated or that I reviewed, none of them said that there is transactional leadership taking place. So there is no such a thing as I'm giving you so in order to do so and so. And that's, I believe that's a very positive thing to have. Leadership team cannot be considered as true transformational because they do not share, they do not make teachers believe in their values. But as I've said, it's a managerial kind of leadership. They are telling them what to do. There are traits of shared leadership. They are assigning responsibilities, but it cannot be viewed as transformational leadership. Teachers appreciate the director for providing a peaceful and secure environment, but they do not see the school director or the principal as their instructional leaders because they do not receive constructive feedback and regular feedback. They do visit their classrooms, but either they create the feedback paper and they keep them on file, or they're just showing up to the classrooms to show they're present. No, not many teachers receive reviews regarding their performances. Teachers' personal and professional traits do not influence their perceptions in regards to the leadership style. And teachers would like to see more involvement in decision-making, continuing administrative support, reduced student-teacher ratio, as well as consistency on expectations throughout the school, especially in curriculum and assessment. They would like to see more both vertical and horizontal alignment. They would like to see a continuation between grade to grade, but as well as between the same grades that the kids are learning the same context. And the last one is leadership approaches do not influence or motivate teachers to exhibit greater effort or become more involved in school projects, and this is why I've said they cannot be considered as transformational leaders, but maybe shared leadership and managerial leadership. Now, all in all, the school system leadership remains the responsibility of the administrating team, the school director, together with the school owners, especially when it comes down to financial obligations and spending money or purchasing new equipment. The limitations that I had is that the study concentrated only on views of teachers in a particular school, so it did not open up to other schools in the region or in the area. The study did not examine principals or directors' perception, so I just saw what teachers think, but I've never seen the other side of the coin. The study was a review of written surveys collected over the past 4 years, including this year, so I didn't have the chance to have face-to-face interviews with the participants. And the study was limited only to the 4 leadership styles that I mentioned before: transformational, transactional, distributed, and participatory. For next studies, I will suggest that they expand to include more schools located in Cairo. Maybe they take into consideration, or they administrate surveys to see the principals and directors' point of view. Maybe they should do a comparison between what teachers think and what the leadership team thinks. It would be a good idea to categorize their responses according to the grade level they are teaching, or maybe the subject they are teaching. And as I said previously, compare administrative perception with teachers' perceptions. And I think this is concluding my presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much to all the presenters, and to all their faculty, the ones who could be here and the ones who are traveling. Actually, Dr. Heba Dahaidi is traveling to a conference. But we know that all the students really appreciate the input that all the faculty has given them over the last several years. Of course, a big thank you to all the families and the support that they've given. And now Dr. Samiha would like to say a few words.
First of all, congratulations to all the students. I was thrilled I just sat there trying to think of the journey you have taken, and so proud of having seen you over the years, coming in, rushing out, not knowing what topic am I going to study, how can I find something interesting, who am I going to work with. Well done. I'm very proud of you. I really am touched by your efforts. You will notice maybe that we have a large international group, right? Sinamiz from Turkey, Diego, Sinamiz, huh? Syria. She's going to Turkey, but she's from Syria. I had you there. Diego from Italy. Yasmin is Egyptian, but she's lived a big chunk of her life in Geneva, right? Where is Yasmin? She just stepped out, okay. Emilios from Cyprus, I believe, not Greece. And Magid from Egypt, which he complements the rest of the team. I'm sure your presence, students, you have enriched the classes. As you continue to read and you compared and you agreed and you disagreed, thank you for being here. You've enriched the classes. You've made the graduate school a much richer experience for everyone. So congratulations for those of you who've been here alone trying to adjust to a different culture, to a different way, to a different mode of learning. Of course, I want to welcome the most junior people here, Magid's twins, Maya and Miriam, and Magid's son. His name starts with M. Wahab. Apparently, it's the family of M's. So, welcome to all of them. They were very proud to be here. I want to thank the faculty, and I want to thank the staff. It takes a village to raise a child. It takes the faculty, all the faculty and the staff together to make the educational experience of students very special. I think they went to the other hall to finish their work, but I really think that Selma and Marianne and Dina have been very active trying to help the students make sure that we go through the formal procedure. Faculty, thank you very much, and staff, thank you very much. Today is also another very special day because we want to recognize Stacy, who has spent a big chunk of her life, and will be leaving at the end of this year. But Stacy, thank you very much for your work. I could see your impact on the students and what you have done with them. And we will celebrate today with you because this is the end of one stage, like we're celebrating with the students, but it's the beginning of another stage. And so to celebrate and rejoice in this day, which has been given to us, we will be going to the alumni porch. If you go down from here and go to the back there in the garden, there's a porch where we're having a special celebration of the students, their families, and of Stacy. Please join us, and thank you all for coming today. You can go, if you go down and you turn to the left towards the garden, you will find a balcony there, and we're having some refreshments. Thank you for coming. Join us in the